Welcome, everybody, to a vaguely familiar podcast. We're doing the backward point edition of the podcast. My name is Nazar, and with me is the cricket expert.
Cricket analyst,
All right, whatever,
Bashaar.
whatever you want to be called today. Our apologies, our dearest apologies to Mr. Hassan Minaj, who could not be on the podcast today. Sorry for time constraints; we had to cut him off. But we will definitely have him on the next one. Today, we're talking about Pakistan versus Australia in Pakistan. And before I take it away, I want to know what you have to say about that.
I have so much to say. I'm so emotional. I'm
Don't cry.
I'm feeling
Don't cry.
so many things.
Don't cry on camera, bro.
24 years.
There we go.
The last time Australia played cricket in Pakistan, Shaheen Afridi was not even born.
That's a good stat. That's actually a pretty good stat. that
Shaheen was not in this world.
Is that true?
That is absolutely true because Shaheen is 21 and it's been
Legal-
24
okay,
years.
we're talking
so
legal
quick
ages.
maths again. And so what really surprises me and what's so sad as well is that, right? A whole generation of Australian cricketers have never played cricket in Pakistan, right?
Oh, true. Think about that.
Um,
Think about that.
when you want to be called a world-class player, a legendary player, people look at the runs you scored, where you scored them, and a lot of these players who have finished their careers, started and finished their careers in the last 24 years, have never stepped foot on Pakistani soil.
Yeah.
And the other part of this is that the Pakistani nation, they've been deprived of seeing Australian cricketers on Pakistani soil. Like,
True.
there's no doubt that Australians are one of the greatest cricketing nations. The way that they play the game is so tough. They're mentally so tough.
Yeah.
The quality of cricket that they play is so high. They're always in the top 1-2 teams in the world. And to finally see Australia back, and let me just say this: an Australian A team. This is their A class team.
Yeah, they're not sending in like the
These are not backup
kids.
players.
Yeah.
Right? These are David Warner, Steve Smith, Marnus
Pat
Labuschagne,
Cummins.
Pat Cummins,
Yeah.
Josh Hazelwood, Mitchell Stark.
They're here to win this.
They're here to win this, and they're here to conquer Pakistan in Pakistan, which is going to be tough. We'll talk about the series as well, but
Before we do that, I wanted to quickly go and talk about how we got here. Why hasn't Australia toured in 24 years?
I just think there were a few series that they played. They played in 2002 in Sharjah. They played 2003 and 4 in Colombo for some reason. But they've just never been able to come to Pakistan.
Okay.
And I think 2009 onwards, we all know.
Okay, 2009 onwards, it makes sense. But it just seems from 98 to 2009, there's a long period where they could have come. Why didn't they do that? Because I remember 2004 and 5, England was here. Well, England was in Pakistan.
England was in Pakistan.
And then India
it was
came.
2005-6.
Was it 5-6?
Yeah.
Okay. 5-6, England was there. And then I remember 7, West Indies was also there. Am I missing? Or was it 6?
6-7, yeah.
6-7 was West Indies. And then 7, also 7-8 was India.
India was here.
Like, we had teams coming in. And then
Yeah.
Sri Lanka in 2009, which then, well, you know what happened after that. It just seems really odd that that Australia just did not show up
Yeah.
for that long of a time. Okay, 2009 barred. Before that, there was a whole decade where they just did not come. And then we know that after the PSL came into existence and foreign players started coming in,
Yeah.
lots of props to Bangladesh, Zimbabwe, those teams like
Sri
really
Lanka,
wanted to
West
come. Sri Lanka,
Indies.
West Indies. These teams really
World
came to
11.
Pakistan and like showed the foreign public that this is a safe place to come.
Yeah.
Right. And South Africa also came. Am I missing that?
Yeah, they played a full flash test series,
Yeah.
T20 series.
And then that's when it like really got big. And like now we have Australia coming in and we have England signed up to come in next year.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm just hoping we get to see a day where India also lands. I want to see Virat Kohli's India.
Yeah, a fun fact, Virat Kohli has actually played cricket in Pakistan before. In 2006, he was part of the Indian under-19 team that played a full flash ODI test series a first class series in Rawalpindi, Karachi, Lahore, and he was actually the second highest run scorer of that series. So
Wow, the more you know, I don't know that.
yeah,
That's
so
insane.
he's been to Pakistan. He was one of the top performers, and as a Pakistani, I would love to see
A Virat Kohli Test century
yeah.
in Karachi. Who wouldn't want to see that?
In terms of like sporting rivalry, or like sporting events, there's a Super Bowl, there's NBA Finals, and I would put India Pakistan games on that same pedestal.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it doesn't come close to it, man. There's and the fact that we don't get to see them as much, it really saddens me because I feel
it's
like
very sad.
the more India Pakistan games we get to see, the less pressure they become, the more games they become.
Yeah,
The best thing about the whole Boston Lakers rivalry in the NBA is that they would play each other like 5-6 times a year,
Yeah.
and then they play each other in the
you
finals.
normalize it, right?
Yeah, and then it becomes, oh, we'll see you next year thing, as opposed to, aha, now we have like bragging rights for a decade.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah. I mean, back to Australia.
Yeah.
This is a great start. And
Yeah, so sorry, I wanted to ask you about the Australian thing is, what do you think is going to happen in the Test series, in the ODI series, and in the T20 series? What chance do we have?
I think
Break it down format wise.
yeah. I think that Australia is not an easy team to beat.
Of course.
Regardless of where you're playing, even if it's in the backyard, one tip, they'll give you a tough time there
Yeah.
as well. So I was really hoping. The funny thing is that Australia has their best team on field. Where Pakistan, we have just gotten news that two of our main players have been injured. Right?
Yeah.
Hassan Ali out with an injury. Fahim Ashraf out with an injury. So these two have been part of our core 11 for the past, I would say, 14 to 15 months.
Yeah.
So for them to not be here, or to not be in the playing 11 for the first match, it's a setback, definitely a setback. Abid Ali having a heart problem, shocking, but again, he's out as well. So 3 players that were a part of your playing 11 last match are suddenly out of the team.
So are you saying that we may not be as gelled or as polished as we would want to be?
Yeah, it's possible, right? When people are coming out of the team, there's other people coming back to it, and comebacks are tough against an Australian team. One thing that I can guarantee you is that there's not going to be any let up. Not from their bowling, not from their batting, not from their fielding. And we all know Australians are very tough mentally as well. So there'll be a lot of sledging happening as well, because they like to test you mentally and see how mentally tough you are and how you react to being sledged.
Is it 100% crowd capacity?
It is. Yeah, there has been confirmation, and I believe I've also heard that almost all the days have been fully sold out.
Oh, great.
It's happening in Rawalpindi. We got to look at the pitch, and there was not a lot of grass there. Looks like a flat pitch.
So we're talking high runs.
We should be seeing
400-500.
I want to say at least 2 to 3 centurions in the match.
Bobby.
I hope so. I hope Bobber is going to be there. Yeah, so I mean, just really excited. So what I was trying to say was that
if you had to put your money, if you had to put all the crypto you have on,
which is all at a loss right now,
what
there's not much left.
Who would you put it on the first test?
I would still put it on Pakistan just because we have really good spinners.
Yeah.
Right, Noman Ali and Sajid Khan. These guys they've been through rigorous domestic cricket in Pakistan conditions. So they know exactly the areas to bowl. Saqlain Mushtaq is the coach. So he's probably also guiding them the right areas to be bowling at.
Let's look at it. Let me give you a...
And another reason why I say this is because this is Australia's first away tour in 2 years.
Okay.
They haven't played abroad anywhere.
Who did they play before?
I think the last time that they played anybody abroad was the Ashes.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong. Or maybe even India.
I feel like it was India.
Yeah, I think it was India, right? Actually, yeah. So, but yeah, it's been a long time that they've played away from home. So we all, like, everybody knows that subcontinent conditions are tough, right? It's very unnatural for them compared to Australian conditions. The ball spins here, a lot of breaks. It's a lot of reverse swing that happens.
Would you put money on a whitewash?
I would probably not.
Okay. So you're gonna save your crypto.
I want to say it's gonna be 2-1.
2-1. Pakistan?
Yeah. So 1-1, and then it could be
a decisive third match.
A decisive third match that could be a draw, or it could be one.
Because mind you, the test match does help build points for the T20, the Test
The Test
Championship, right?
yeah.
Which
Nobody,
Pakistan,
by the way, knows how that works, but we're just following along.
yeah, sure. I just all I know is Pakistan in the top 3,
Yeah,
and that if they win a series, you get extra points,
yeah.
and it would be nice to do that.
That's also partly why they had to send a full strength Australian team, is because if they lost, it would have impacted their World Test Championship points, and which nobody team really wants that.
Good tactic. I mean, it's working.
Yeah.
I would love to see an India Pakistan Test series, just saying, on Test Championship. I don't know how India is doing in the test right now, but that would have been solid. Anyways, moving on to the ODI series. How many ODIs do we have?
3 Test, 3 ODIs, 3 T20s.
Okay, solid 3-3s.
I think we should have a full strength ODI team. I think we're still looking to find the right combination for our ODI team.
T20s, I could bank that it's going to be really tight as well.
Yeah.
I think we'd want to take the semifinals like to heart, right?
Yeah, we would want to come back really hard.
Yeah.
And also the Australian team is without Glenn Maxwell. He's out because I think he's having his wedding.
Yeah.
So
Congratulations, Glenny.
yeah, congrats to him. It's gonna be a tight series. I'm just really, really glad to see international cricket back in Pakistan.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a capacity crowd. It's gonna be a full strength Australian team against a very good Pakistan team in Pakistani conditions. So I'm just excited as a cricket fan. I love to watch Test cricket as well. So I'm gonna be watching, at least the first couple of hours of the first session.
Oh yeah, Test match cricket is just fascinating. Now that I'm getting older, I totally get why the Goras would like sit and waste their afternoons watching cricket.
Test match cricket is like a podcast, whereas T20 is like a reel or a TikTok.
Oh wow, that's a really good
right.
That's a really good example.
T20 would give you instant dopamine hit. Oh wow, what a match! A test match is a build up, session by session. It's how a bowler sets up a batsman. It's how a batsman gets to a session, and it's just terrific to watch. The mental toughness, the technique. It's a test of everything, of character.
Totally, 100%. And if you guys want to stay tuned and follow this space, we're going to be doing a roundup for every test match, every ODI, and every T20, and then the whole series in general at the end as well. So you want to subscribe, you want to follow, you guys want to check us out everywhere that you guys check out your podcasts at. Who are the key players to watch out for?
From the Pakistani team, I think there's no secret. Babar Azam, Rizwan, Shaheen.
These are the 3 people that you want to watch out in all formats.
All formats. I think if you want to add on in the test format, Fawad Alam. This guy,
beauty,
man,
beauty.
A fellow Karachite. He was done dirty.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He was done dirty. He was thrown into the
deep ends.
The deep ends when he was, forced to play the last test match of the England tour in seeming overcast conditions against Stuart Broad and Jimmy Anderson. He was designed. There was a plan to make him fail.
Yeah, it was designed to fail. That's true.
But we all know the best of planners, the Almighty.
There we go.
We saw him score an amazing 100 in New Zealand against New Zealand. And he's just never looked back.
I have a question about Fawad Adam.
Yeah.
Is there any chance we'll ever see him in the ODI squad?
I doubt it.
So he's just like that test guy now.
Yeah. I think we have a really good ODI team developing. So Shakil is a really good addition. I don't know what happens to Haris Sohail. It's like this guy is like...
He comes in and he goes out.
Yeah.
He randomly plays the World Cup and then he's not seen.
He's nowhere to be found. The World Cup comes. He's like back alive, resurrected, and then he's gone after that. So I'm a really big fan of Haris Sohail. I think he's a really classy player. He's played some fantastic knocks in critical situations.
Yeah.
But So Shakil is the new Haris Sohail.
All right, so they're trying to make that happen.
Yeah.
I hope not the new Haris Sohail, because Haris Sohail is nowhere to be found. But
a more modified and better
version. and more reliable version, I guess.
Yeah, so Pakistani team test match: Fawad Alam, Babar, Rizwan, Shaheen.
There we go.
Numan Ali, spinners, and
then they slip some Urdu in that.
And from the Australian team, Smith, Warner, Stark, Cummins. Man,
you can name the 11.
These are world class players.
Are you having FOMO? Wouldn't you rather be in Pindi tomorrow? Or when are the tests starting? In a few days, right?
Yeah, it's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
So
wouldn't you not want to be there?
I would love to be there.
Happy
I
birthday
would
to
love
you.
to see, our heroes play. But if you recall, we've already seen David Warner and Steve Smith live.
Yes,
In
GT20.
Canada. In Canada,
GT20, we got that.
David Warner has signed our shirt as well.
Yeah, but Steve Smith signed something as well, does he not?
No.
David Warner.
So I mean, every time David Warner plays, I'm banking on him to score runs and centuries because that makes my shirt more valuable.
Yeah, but you already got like Afridi and Shoaib Akhtar and
Tim Southey, Brian
Salvi,
Lara, Stephen
Lara.
Fleming.
You have like over 10,000 runs
Shadab.
there already. Over 20 actually.
Yeah, Waqar Yunus.
You got good runs and good still on that shirt anyways. Someday we'll show you guys what we're talking about, but right now I just quickly want to wrap it up as well. Final thoughts on how the series is going to go and what you're going to see, what you're hoping to see tomorrow.
I'm hoping to see good cricket. I'm hoping to see a good competition, a healthy competition between bat and ball.
Yeah, man.
And I want to see obviously the Pakistan team dominate, but I also want to see some competitiveness, a fight back from the Australians.
Truly.
And you know that they're gonna be pushing really hard to have a series win. I've been following all of their team social media, and they're so excited to be in Pakistan.
Yeah, man. It's actually very exciting to see that. Exciting to see them excited.
Yeah. You know, Steve Smith is enjoying barbecue. Marnus Labuschagne he's like us. He's like a fan of the game.
Yeah.
And he breathes, eats, drinks cricket. And it's just fantastic to see.
You know what I want to see? I want to see more of these cricketers come on podcasts.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to plug my podcast or our podcast right now. I'm just saying, like, when they come on podcasts, like it could be Jimmy Anderson's podcast or Stuart Broad's podcast. It's just fun to see them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in the NBA when people come on like JJ Redick's podcast or Shaquille O'Neal's podcast. It's just cool to see. You get the lighter side of it.
Yeah.
And
like,
I'm here.
You humanize him.
Yeah, I'm here manifesting Marnus
Labuschagne.
Marnus Lavish. Oh, tough name. I'm sorry, Marnus. I don't think he's gonna come anymore, but I would love to see him on the pod too.
Yeah.
With those positive thoughts, I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on my end are just that I'm super excited. I'll be tuning in tomorrow. I'll be tuning in to watch the entire series. Right. It's one of those things that I can't believe is actually happening in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Bring it on.
Yeah. Closing thoughts from my end. I saw that they named this trophy as the Benod Qadir Trophy. Richie Benod and Abdul Qadir, the late, both of them leg spinners, and
love that.
Of the top 10 leg spinners, top 10 test wicket takers by leg spinners, 8 of them are from Pakistan and Australia.
Wow.
So it was only fitting that they named it such.
And I think that helps create some sort of rivalry as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously it's not going to be the Ashes, but you know, who got the Binod Qadir Trophy this year? Well, it was Australia.
Someone said it should have been called the Miadad Lily Trophy.
Sure.
Because of that bad incident. And
I mean, we don't want to sort of cement a bad incident into a trophy name, but giving the Binod Qadir Trophy thing, it's just, I love it. It's cute. With that, I think it's cool for us to sign off.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was Nazar Sayed signing off from the backward point of Vaguely Familiar Product with me, my brother, Bashaar Sayed. Again, apologies to Hassan Minaj. You could not be on the podcast tonight. And we'll see you guys on whatever channel you choose to watch the HD version of this game on, be it BTV, be it BT, be it any of them. My name is Nazar Sayed. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Cheers.
Cheers.